Hi Libra, I'm getting ready to start your reading for December the 1st through the 7th. This is going to be for Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. If you do like the content, please do not forget to like and subscribe. It really does help my channel. I think that's it. Let's just get started. Actually, let me tilt this down so you can see. Oh, action. Okay, first card out. I'm liking this. Give me 1 second. I want to make sure you can see everything. Okay, so first off, we got action. Okay, well, something's getting ready to happen. That's good. Somebody's about to take some action. 1 second. I think I turned it down. Okay. Here goes the angels. Talk to me about, oh, community. Love it. Community is about people coming together, about supporting one another. It can also be coming together for potentially a function, but it's usually just a card of support. People actually coming together. And then we have door to spirit. Very good. And this one flipped over too. So I'm going to take this. This is door to value. Okay, wonderful. I usually only take 3, but I'm going to take 4 today, because the cards are wanting to talk to you, my Libras. Okay, let's take a look at this, and then I'll put some actual tarot on it. Okay, this is obviously a love reading. It looks to me like definitely somebody is wanting to take some action here, some very fast action. You can see on this card, card number 17, that these horses are really going super fast. So they're wanting to get things moving again. This might be a person, or you might be a person that is well known by the community. If not, this card is telling me that the community would support this situation, this endeavor, this bringing together of 2 people. There's a door to spirit here. The door to spirit is all about usually meditation. This is card number 32, if that means anything to you. But door to spirit is about accessing your higher wisdom, really tuning in to spirit. Also, if you're becoming more and more spirit acclimated, then this is also telling you and just confirming for you that you're on the right path. But this is definitely a very high vibe card. It is a card that is just basically saying that either you're a spiritual person or you're leaning more towards that. Whether you're spiritual actually or religious, you're certainly trying to get to know and tie into your spirit a lot more, your higher self, which is super beautiful. And then we have door to value. So door to value is all about attracting that abundance, right? Attracting that value. You can see all the money that is just kind of flying out here. Sometimes when I see that, though, I also think about value in terms of a person, in terms of who we are, to make sure that, of course, we are valuing ourselves. But it looks to me like you're coming into something. There's some quick action. Now, this is supposed to be a love reading. We'll see how it turns out, because thus far, door to value could also be that you're coming into some kind of new endeavor. You may even be doing something spiritually. I mean, you could even be doing, doing readings, or doing healing work, or doing something along that line in the spiritual, I shouldn't say the spiritual realm, but obviously in the something involving spirituality. But it could also just be a new endeavor that you're going into, and it's saying door to value. So it looks like whatever it is, it's going to be profitable for you. Since this is a love reading, it could very well be the coming together of 2 people. That could actually very well be a power couple. Just the bringing together of the 2, and whatever you guys are able to do with that, especially with the door to spirit beside it, would be very fruitful, it looks like. Okay, let's get started. I'm wondering if one of you is well known in some way too, just due to the community, maybe well known in the community, okay? Alright, we got, very good, yep, there's that new start. 10 of Wands, somebody feeling very burdened here. They're being embattled in some way, but it is a 10, so 10 is always about completion, feeling like you're needing to take a break. Got the Ace of Cups here. Thought that card flipped. Alright, don't do that to me. Let's get one more card on it. That's an angels. Okay. Oh, and an Ace of Pentacles. Are you? Okay, you have got 2 aces on the board right here. This is going to be a good reading. I don't see anything reversed either. Okay, perhaps you are actually coming out of a time of rest and rejuvenation here. It says the personal battle ends. You know, anytime we're in the Four of Swords, usually something has taken place in our life. We could just be overworked, honestly, with this 10 of Wands, or maybe just had to deal with so many things and you just have to sit back and take a break and really try to quiet and just find peace within some of the stress that you've been feeling. Really mentally kind of prepare yourself for, you know, what is coming up here. But we all need to have this our little moments, our little times. Usually it is about withdrawing too. So although we might go to work, you know, usually afterwards we're just really chilling. We're thinking about things. You have the Door to Spirit here. So it could also be seeking higher wisdom while you're in kind of this healing phase. In this phase where you're regaining and regrouping on all of your energy and pulling it back. And then we have the Page of Wands. So the Page of Wands usually signifies to me, it is a page. So this is going to be someone who is younger, generally. But they're usually self-confident. They can be generous, charming, definitely enthusiastic. Anytime I see a Wands card, I always think about action. I think about passion. Right, Wands are very passionate cards. So this person is probably, if this is a person in your life, they could be, you know, they could be a bit outgoing. They could be charming, certainly very passionate. But it could also be in reference to a new start of some sort. Okay, wanting to have this new start. Now, I can see right here that you're trying to put this behind you. You definitely have felt like you've been embattled in a sense. Seems to me like I don't know, maybe you have a lot of different obligations that you've been committed to. Honestly, maybe you've overcommitted yourself to some things, but if this is you, then it looks like you have actually went inward to let go of some of those things that honestly needed to be let go of. Sometimes when we get into this energy, this is a lot of people with expectations too that just throw them on us, and unfortunately when that happens, you know, and we begin to just take them on. And I'm a firm believer that the more you take, the more people, or the more you allow people to give you things, the more they're going to give you, because it takes things off their plate. So you have to really have really good boundaries with people. But it is a 10, so you're ready to drop those wands, obviously, and move forward, which is perfect because look how they're lining up. And then it goes into the Ace of Cups. So the Ace of Cups is, first and foremost, it's all about self-love, okay? It's not just a new start in love. It is that too, but it's also just about, self-love and just loving yourself. A lot of times when we go into this Four of Swords, we start to really pour all of this love that we've been putting out in so many different directions, and we pour that right back into ourselves to really rebuild ourselves from the inside out, right? Because if we don't have something, how can we actually give that to other people, right? And we can get depleted when so many people have expectations of us. And then next to that, you have the Ace of Pentacles. So the Ace of Pentacles, again, you know, this is a new start of something. I can see that you are gearing up to start something. And whatever this is, it looks to me like it's going to bring you in some kind of money in some way, shape, or form. Okay, so this may not be, and we're going to see. I always say that, and then it ends up being a love reading, but I guess it could definitely be both. You got an Ace of Cups here as well as an Ace of Pentacles. But certainly you are looking at doing some kind of new project, it looks like, Libra, something that's going to grow and that's going to prosper for you. Maybe you're looking at making some kind of investments. Yeah, whatever it is, it's looking really good for you. So let's keep going. All right, Spirit Guides and Angels, talk to me about if Libra has a person in mind. I love this energy, by the way, Libra. I mean, I just can't think of a better energy to be in. Whatever you've been through, it looks like you deserve to have, you deserve to have your energy back, and obviously have some fresh new starts for yourself. You might be looking for a new relationship as well. And here we go. We have the Six of Cups. So Six of Cups is a very sweet time. This is actually clarifying your Four of Swords, right? So this is about going back you know, you can be very nostalgic, honestly, whenever you're here. So you're healing, thinking about times when it was actually easier. You could also be thinking about somebody that is from your past. Six of Cups also signify to me a past life relationship. So if you were thinking about someone, it could also be a very, very strong or a deeper connection. But generally when I see this, I just see such a sweetness with it. Because if you think about it, back in childhood, you know, we didn't really have all of these worries, right? Things just kind of flowed for us as it should be. And then somewhere along the way, we just got too conditioned. But the Six of Cups is a very, very sweet card. And this is what's clarifying your Four of Swords. So I think that, you know, as you're resting, you are thinking about that. You know, how can I lighten my load and get back to that sweetness of life, if you will? A lot of happy memories there with that, I feel. Okay, let's look at the Page of Wands. Can you clarify the Page of Wands for me, please? What do we have on the board here? We have air, we have fire, oh, we have everything. We have water, and then of course we have earth. Can you clarify the Page of Wands for me, guys and angels? For Libra. Alright, this one keeps wanting to pop. Okay, this one's actually coming upside down. Okay. Alright. So we just talked about the Page of Wands, obviously, which can be a start, but I was looking at that more as probably a person. You know, maybe someone that wants to have a new start, or someone that wants to have a start in some way, shape, or form with you. Pages are very young, so maybe this is a person that maybe lacks confidence. They are usually charming, but maybe they lack a little bit of confidence. Maybe they can be a little bit immature in terms of that. But then we have the High Priestess, which is upside down. Obviously, the High Priestess right side up, right, usually tells me or signifies to me that a person is that, well, first of all, things can be hidden, right, because this is the keeper of all secrets. But the High Priestess is also someone that is very, very highly intuitive, right? They're very tuned in to things that aren't seen. And yeah, there's just a lot of wisdom that is with the High Priestess. But this one is actually in reverse. Whenever I see that, sometimes I see clouded thinking. Yeah, sometimes sometimes I can see particularly some traits that are not good, you know. Sometimes it can be deceit. It could also be unfaithfulness, you know, around this deceit. When people get into situations where there's, you know, they're just enjoying options, sexual enjoyment without commitment or something like that. I get that a lot of times too. And of course, they're trying to keep that under the veil. So if you are actually dealing with a person here, now again, the Page of Wands doesn't have to be a person, it can be the energy. So if I say, you know, pages are usually young, then obviously this can be an older person that is carrying this very young, immature kind of energy, if you will. If this is you, you know, it could be that you're having some clouded thinking as you're trying to get started and coming out of this right here, coming out of your Four of Swords. Then we have the Ten of Wands. Clarify this Ten of Wands for me for Libra. Oh, okay. I got two cards. Oh, beautiful. Look at this. Okay. Well, you have Libra. Oh my goodness. I think this is the second time I've done a reading for you when they both turned out so good. This Ten of Wands right here tells me that you've been in your head quite a bit. Over something. Maybe you've been overwhelmed by some kind of problem or personal issue, or maybe you felt restricted in some way with the Eight of Wands, but it's definitely a card about staying in your head, feeling trapped in some way. Even in this card, the person is actually tied up. They're blindfolded, right? So if you are in this Page of Wands energy, I'm thinking because this is clarifying the actual Ten of Wands, what I'm getting is this is where you were. This is why you were so burdened. Maybe you're trying to figure out your next move. How do I move forward? What do I want to do? What do I need to do? How do I heal from this? Whatever you were going through. Okay, but then we have the Ace of Cups, and the card clarifying the Ace of Cups is the Ten of Pentacles. So not only have you been pouring all of this self-love into yourself, potentially have either something going to really rekindle at a high level of commitment, or a brand new person, honestly. Someone that's wanting to come in. It could even be a soulmate, okay? This card definitely usually always tells me that you're going to be intertwined or engaging in some kind of relationship. And for me, this is very much a soulmate energy, okay? It's a very powerful card for me as a reader. And then when I clarified this Ace of Cups, I got the Ten of Pentacles. Oh my gosh, you know, the Ten of Pentacles is it's all about affluence. It's about material success, right? Security. Two people that are really enjoying all the fruits of their labors, right? They have everything that they want and need. They have the dogs and the children, and you know, they're taking care of grandma if you want that. You know, they just have everything that they need. The Ten of Pentacles is an outstanding card. Can you clarify for me the Ace of Pentacles, guys and angels? Look at that. I almost stuck that right back in there. Yeah, okay. So the Ace of Pentacles, okay, so the Ace of Pentacles is actually being clarified. Now this is time for a new start. Maybe you have already been through this as well. Now, this is the King of Wands, but the King of Wands is actually in reverse. Now the King of Wands upright, I love the King of Wands upright. The King of Wands is really good looking regardless, right? They're just really a handsome person. Also, do remember when I'm saying this, I know a lot of people will look, of course, at the cards and automatically think male, female. I know that's normal to do, but tarot really has no gender, okay? So please just flip it and take it how it applies. So usually this is a person that is over 40. They can be, you know, upper 30s, over 40. Regardless, they're going to be in that king energy. When they're in reverse like that, though, they can usually be a little bit controlling. Just a bit like overbearing in a sense. They may not be as willing to, I don't know, they just may be a little bit rigid, okay? You got to watch it when you're dealing with a person like this too, because they may be a person that kind of creates conflict. You know, wands are about passion, so they're always moving. And you also want to make sure that they're not critical. I don't know why I just heard that, but that is something that I definitely heard. Someone that's not being overly critical. If this has been going on in your life, if you have already met this person, if you've had to deal with somebody like that, you may have went into this Four of Swords, honestly, pulled yourself together so that you can come back and manifest a new love, certainly an abundance of self-love, so that you can get to your Ten of Pentacles, so that you could get a brand new start. Okay, and that is for those of you who have already actually dealt with this and maybe just had enough and said, I'm not going to do this anymore. But let me get a little bit more on this King of Pentacles. Let's see. Let me look here. I'm going to use the Island Time Wellness for this. Spirit Guides and Angels. Oh, hello. Yeah, look at that. First off, keys on a ring and the Runner. Okay, so I feel like this is somebody potentially that you have already dealt with. Let me see what that was. I saw another card had flipped. I think I saw Healing Heart. I swear I saw something. I'm sorry I'm holding you up, Libra. Okay, I'll get back to it, whatever. Yeah, what I was also going to say, too, about the King of Wands is the King of Wands, you know, they get around a little bit when they're in reverse like that. Definitely when they're in reverse, they can be a bit of a player and have some options. Well, ironically, Keys on a Ring is about many options. It's about someone needing to make a decision. It can be an unconventional relationship, a string along. And it also says a one-night stand. So this may have already been someone who was in your life. However, if you have done all this work and you have worked up to all this and you have this person coming in your life, that is flipped upside down like this in their King of Wands, just pay attention. Sometimes we get attracted, we think this is the person, we get along famously, and then when we get to know them, we find out, especially if they're doing the things that I talked about, right? If they're not being completely honest, if they're creating some kind of conflict with you, because a King of Wands upright is very charming, right? But flipped upside down, they will start to blame you for stuff. You know, throw things in your direction that have nothing to do with you. So if you've already been through that, and you've, you know, pushed that person to the side, maybe that's what sent you into that Four of Swords, then good for you, because you're creating something really beautiful. But if you are coming up to this and you are creating all of this, and then you run across this person, I would just say you're in a much clearer headspace now. You definitely want to make sure that you are looking for any kind of red flags that you need to suss out from the beginning, okay? Because here with the Door of Spirit, I see that you have a lot of spiritual help, a lot of help coming from the heavens and guides that are trying to get you to your, right, your newfound happiness. And you've got all good cards here. I mean, things are just moving ahead for you. We also had the Runner, okay? So if you already dealt with a person like this, they may have been a runner. You may have gotten exhausted chasing them. You may have just cut them out. You know, but a person like that would generally, just like the King of Wands, have a fear of intimacy, and they're also very much in their ego, and they're going to take the ego over logic a lot of times. All right, show me something else here. Spirit guides and angels, what else do you want Libra to know? And Libra, you should know, I mean, as an overall, it looks to me, even with that, look at this. Oh my God, you cannot make it up. Abundance. Yeah, you are just walking into a very good time for yourself. You're certainly walking into your abundance. Some new, fresh, hopeful starts for you. And I think that you have been through it a little bit. So I think this will be very welcoming to you. And you deserve it. So good for you. All right, give me one more card from the Libras, and then I'm going to wrap it up. Spirit guides and angels. Anything else you want to say? Yeah, it says healing. I knew I saw that. So I keep running across it. Healing from heartbreak, freedom from toxic relationship or addiction. Okay, so you might have actually been into a toxic relationship with this person right here. They may have actually ran from you at some point, and you went within and you had to really heal whatever you have done with yourself. And I want to say, I don't remember too much about it, but I know the last reading I did for you was very, very positive. You were actually coming together with someone, I do believe. But even if you're not, the main thing is that you have really spent a lot of time healing, it looks like, getting yourself back together, and now you are going to start moving towards a more abundant life. And abundance is not just about money, although there's clearly money here. Money, money, money. Lots of money here. But it's also about, you know, abundance in friendships, you know, abundance in relationships, you know, with lovers, with, you know, finding your person that you're going to settle down with and be very dedicated to, like this Ten of Pentacles says, and having everything that you need. All right, let me get, you know what I'm going to do? I haven't even used this. So this is from Aradia, the Gospel of Aradia. Now I'm going to have to use the book because this is a newer deck and I haven't had time to really look over it. But I love that you have been taking care of yourself and got yourself away from a situation that it looks to me like could have been a little bit bad for you. All right, Spirit guides and angels, give me a card of advice for my Libras as we close out. What advice do you think Libra would most need? Feel free to pop out. All right, there it goes. Oh, look at that. Gorgeous. We got fight underneath. It's weird because when I was talking about that, I was talking about someone who actually creates that. Well, let's look at the feminine real quick. Let me see. All right, so the advice is, do not be afraid of the feminine form or naturally feminine ways. You can be powerful and still feminine. Seek equality. Forget the current restrictions of sexual roles. They limit everyone. There is no need to push forcefully for what you want. Be the best you can be and attract what you need. Awesome. Well, you know, we all carry male and female energies for sure. I know as women, especially if we're working in a very competitive workplace, certainly in corporate America, or just trying to make our way up, or even if we've been hurt, we start to really lean into a whole lot of our masculine energy. We feel like we have to be a little bit harder, a little bit tougher. We have to work harder to prove ourselves. This card is actually telling you it's okay to drop some of that and actually access your feminine. There's a lot of power in being feminine. We don't need to control everything, you know, especially in relationships. So if that is you, you'll know if that resonates or not. If you're tapping into your masculine a little bit more, just make sure that you're balancing the two, okay? So both need to be working simultaneously. Sometimes we access one more than the other, but it looks like you've done a great deal healing. You have a lot of good things that are coming for you, and it's okay to make sure your femininity is a huge part of that and that you're really tapping into that. I'm telling you, there's a great deal of power in femininity. So, all right, Libra, that is what I have for you. Again, if you liked the reading, please don't forget to like and subscribe. I would really love it if you would. And I will see you guys the next time. Bye, Libra.